Everybody. Let's just make sure that we are recording for those that cannot join us live, and then we will get started. Hello, hello, everyone. So happy to be here with you. Happy Monday, happy January, happy 2026. This is our first live workshop for 2026, and we are really, really, really excited to welcome you all here and to share what we love the most, which is to help people change their lives. And this is what we do for a living. So we do get paid for it. And we know that there are so many people in our community that also want to do that and help people change their lives and also get paid for it. So we are very, very excited and eager and humbled to help you do that. So as we get started, I would love to ask you to just say hello in the chat and let us know where you're tuning in from. We have a lot of new people in our community that are coming into this workshop, I believe. We have almost 1,000 people who registered to this workshop. And I know that many of you are new in our world. So I would love to welcome you properly. And those that are here for the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth time, because many of you come over and over again to our free workshops, which I am so honored and humbled by, then please say hello as well. Let us know if this is your first time with us or if you've been with us for a few times, what it is, so we know who is here with us in the room. And as you are sharing those here with us, I will say a few words about myself for those that are here for the first time. So you share, where are you from, and if this is your first time or however many times, if you can count, that you've been here with us, and I will share you about I will share with you about myself for those that are. I can already see a lot of first timers. Miriam from Michigan, Kathrine from Berlin. Hello, hello. I live in Berlin as well. Princess Love here for the first time. Love the name. Hello, Junior for the first time. Gabriela from Italy. Buongiorno from the first time. Ooh, many from Italy. I love Italy so much. Of course. How can you not? Okay, so you keep bringing those into the chat, and I will share with you a little bit about myself. So hang on, just a sip of water. It's been a little bit of a crazy day here. My son is sick, didn't go to school, and I just landed from London late last night. So I'm rolling into the session here today. I am Shimrit Nativ. I am a mindset expert and a success and freedom mentor. And I've started Master Your Path a few years ago, in 2020 to be exact, the beginning of 2020, just before the blow of COVID. And I was a musician for over 20 years. And in a way, I was being paid to help people change their lives through music or to feel better or to connect or to express and heal through the beautiful language of music, which was my passion. And I was a teacher, a music teacher for all those years. But there was always another passion, another gift that I knew that I had that was waiting to be unwrapped and shared with the world. And I tapped into it in my very, very early 20s when I was 20 years old, went to study psychology. But then life took me in another path with music. And that was what I did for 20 years. And when I was about 40 years old, it started a little bit before that. It was a little journey that led me to eventually decide to leave my music career and transition fully into what I do today. But it was when I was 40 years old, so I'm going to be 46 this year. When I was about 40 years old, I made that irrevocable decision to transition, to unwrap this other gift and to help people in a way that I kind of always knew that I was called to do as well. So we can have more than one calling and we can have more than one life cycle in a lifetime. And I can tell you, I've had a few because before I was a professional musician, which I only started when I was 22, I didn't play any musical instruments before that. I also lived outdoors for 5, 6 years. I did all kinds of things in my life before that, even. But fast forward to today, 6 years later, after that big irrevocable decision that I've made, here we are today. And Master Your Path is a seven-figure company with an incredible community of absolutely the most amazing people on the planet from all over the world. And some of you are here today with an incredible team. So those that have MYP in their name here on Zoom, MYP stands for Master Your Path, which is the name of our company and our brand. And those that have MYP initials in their name are team members here, and they are here to support you through this workshop and support me. So thank you, team. I love you. I just came back from London. Giovanna here lives in London, and we spent a weekend together planning and strategizing and dreaming. And we are here to bring all this magic to you all. And so, yeah, that's what we are doing here. We are on a mission to change the world, one person at a time. And we love what we do. We've been honored and grateful to serve so many around the world to become healthier and happier and wealthier in all walks of life. And what we've been focusing on in the last few years is to really help people also do this work with others. So part of our mission is to bring these tools that we live by, and that we've helped so many others live by, and create incredible transformations from, finding their love of their lives, becoming selling authors, starting businesses, coming up from wheelchairs and back to walking and running and dancing and living, from healing chronic pain to healing years of anxiety and depression, you name it. And so we know that there is a formula that works. And it works in any walk of life, with whatever is the pain, the obstacle, the problem, and the breakthrough, and whatever is the goal or the desire or the vision or the dream. There is a formula that works. And we've seen it so many times with any kind of dream and problem and any kind of gap that was there to close. Again, whether it's physical health, mental health, relationships, income, self-expression. And so because we are on a mission to help change the world one person at a time, part of our mission is to help others help the world become better one person at a time. And we know that as we bring these tools and this formula to more and more people, and as we help more and more people become more successful in their coaching businesses as they bring these tools to more and more people, then we are moving on this path of ours that we want to master, that we're on a mission on. And so that's what we are most passionate about doing. And that's why this workshop was born. Get Paid to Change Lives, the Coaching Mastery Program. So in the next 3 days that we have here together, what you will learn is a framework that works, that can work for you, for your own personal development and breakthrough and mastery and fulfillment, that will help, and then a framework that works for you as a coach who wants to have a successful business, and a framework that works for you as a coach to take other people through so they can reach their goals and make their breakthroughs. So that's what we're going to cover in the next 3 days. And so if this is your first workshop with us, I definitely want to make sure that you understand how things are going to roll here. Okay? So we're going to be here. We are here today. We're going to be here again tomorrow and on Wednesday, same time, same Zoom link. All right? Same time as today, 6 p.m. in Central Europe time, 12 p.m. in Eastern time. I myself am located in Central Europe time. So for those of you that are in the US, you might not be used to hearing about Central Europe time at all. That's how it is, I know, in the US, but we are here in Europe. I live in Berlin, Germany, and so we have found this time where it can work for everyone around the world, or most people, at least in one side of the globe, at least. So we are here tomorrow and on Wednesday again. And every day is packed with information. Every day builds on top of the other. And also every day can be very beneficial for you in and of itself. I really recommend watching the recordings if you can't make it live. And come to each and every session. Those that are here with us live can win a gift from us. So we are going to do a draw for a giveaway of a free business analysis and plan that we will make for you based on information that you will share with us. And we will have a winner for each day. But in order to be included in this fun giveaway, you need to be here live with us on Zoom. So make sure that we can figure out from your Zoom name who you are also, right? Because we will need to know that you're here. You can even message anyone on the team here with the MYP initials. Hey, this is my full name. This is my email address. If you really want to make sure that we are aware that you are here and that we know how to find you, okay? So you can already do that. So you need to be here with us, live on Zoom, and in touch with us on WhatsApp. All right? These are the two kind of rules for the game. All right, you want to be here with us live. On each day we will have one drawing, and the team will drop a link in the chat to message us on WhatsApp. All right, if you're already in touch with us on WhatsApp, you're good. Just make sure that we know that you're here live with us. But if you're not yet, then the team will drop a link here. You can just click it. It will take us to our WhatsApp profile. Do you say profile for WhatsApp? I don't know. And say, hey, I'm here with you live. I just wanted to connect, and we will take you from there. And if you're not sure what to do, just put it here in the chat. The team are here to support you. If you're watching this live on Facebook right now, because we are streaming it live into the Facebook group, you want to come to Zoom in order to be in the drawing. Okay, so make sure to click the Zoom link is there and join us here. What else? Just a few more kind of house rules or preparations, because there are so many that are here live for the first time. There will be replays available until Monday, all right? So you will have time to catch up, to watch again. They are all in the Facebook group, but also outside of the Facebook group, we are sending you emails every day. If you're not aware of those emails, I mean, we haven't been sending them every day, but we've sent you a few. And if you're not aware of those, we will be sending you now every day for the recap, for the links, for the updates. So make sure they're in your spam. Make sure you find them. Make sure you make us a contact. So make me a contact. They're actually being sent from me, from Shimrit Nativ. The email address from where they are sent is here in the chat for you. Just make sure you make me your contact in your email inbox so you don't miss any updates and any emails from me. We really don't want to spam you. We want to just help you make the most out of this experience and share lots of value with you. What else? I think that's all. I think we've covered everything in order to make the most out of this experience. I will share a little bit more about my story as we go along, but I really want to learn more about you guys and actually get started. So now I would love for you to share something else in the chat. I would love for you to share in the chat if you already are coaching and just not making, like, it's not a business, so you're already coaching and you want to make it profitable. Or if you are already coaching and being paid for it, but now you want to take it to the next level. And then if you are already okay, let me clarify this. If you're coaching or not, you want to start. You're starting from scratch is number one. Number two is if you're already coaching, you're earning, but now you wanted to take it to the level where it's consistent and profitable. Let's say 5 to 10K months, right? That's a proper income. It's a business that works, consistent 5 to 10K months. And number three would be, I'm already there, 5 to 10K months. I want to take it to the next level. Okay, where are you on in any of those three options? Just starting out, or wanting to start out, or I'm already earning 5, 10K months from my coaching, want to take it to the next level, or in between, right? Want to get to 5 earning, but want to get to 5, 10K months. And I'm going to scroll back up now here in the chat to see what you guys have shared already before, who we have here. Florida. GA. What is GA? Something in the US. Senoia. I don't know what that is. Maybe someone can help me. Italy. Hello, Junior. Linda. Hi, dear. Good to have you here. Is it your first time? Really? Okay. I didn't even know. I thought you were with us before since you're already working with us. So good to have you here. Miriam from Michigan. Welcome, welcome. Monica from Sweden. Hi. Hi, dear. Good to have you here again. Yes, indeed. Martina from Norway. Good to have you here. Monique from Italy. Hello, hello. Gabriela, first timer from Italy. Good to have you here. And Sophie, hi. Good to have you here. Melissa Gecko, hello, hello. First time from Michigan. Hello, Melissa. Good to have you here. Okay, some people are sharing their emails. That's great. Okay, I am new to coaching, want to start my own business, transitioning to getting paid for it, starting from scratch. Starting from scratch. I'm tired of coaching people for free. Okay. I thought it was like, I'm tired of coaching people for free. Yes, they call, need assistance. I stop, drop, and help. Karma is beautiful, but she does not pay the bills. Well, it's not true that she does not pay the bills. It's just like it's maybe not your karma. We will talk more about that. Okay, so a lot of people that are just starting out or wanting to start out from scratch, that's beautiful. So let me ask you this. Okay, Katrina is sharing. I'm a job coach, freelancing, and bioneuromotion practitioner, and I have been in corporate for a long time. Transition out of corporate and start my own coaching business. I would like to start and get to 10K months consistently. Love it, Katrina. I really, really love it. Katrina, are you in touch with us on WhatsApp? All of you, by the way, we can really, really support you beyond the live sessions. Another thing that I want to mention to you, we really, really, really believe in personal, hands-on, personalized support. And that's why we're sending you all those WhatsApps and messages and want to connect with you, because this is how we can support you in making the most out of this workshop and out of this experience more, right? So make sure you're taking on this opportunity. Reno, in the planning stage, trying to figure out what type of framework will suit me. All right, good to have you here. So then, ready to coach, stepping into advertising my services. Hi, Richard, I messaged you. You didn't message me back. Jenny from Sweden, used to coach a bit before, but have had a 15-year break. Good to have you here. All right, so then I want to ask you this question, all right? A lot of you are just starting out, regardless of where you are, in fact. I want you to think about this time next year, all right? So beginning of 2027, January 2027, or December 2026, end of this year, right? In 1 year from now, where are you? Where do you want to be in your business, okay? In your coaching business, where do you want to be? So how much are you earning every month? How many clients do you have? In whatever way you want to think about it, I really recommend making it tangible, making it measurable. Okay, money is a really good thing to measure, very easy, right? And we are here in a workshop that is called Get Paid to Change Lives. Okay, so how much do you want to earn in your coaching business, and or how many people are you coaching at the end of this year, in 1 year from now? Okay, I really want you to think about this and be specific. And if you haven't thought about it, or if it's hard for you to come up with a number when it comes to money, I get it. You're not alone in this. It's very common. And now you can do it. Don't overthink it. Okay, don't overthink it. Just let the number come to you, coming from desire. Okay, so you don't need to know how you're going to get there. You don't need to know all the steps. You don't need to now calculate this number based on how much you're going to charge for a session and how many sessions you're going to give and how much does it make sense. None of that. Okay, none of that. You don't need to know anything in order to set a goal. The only thing that you need in order to set a goal is a desire and imagination. A desire and imagination. That's what you need in order to set a goal. You know what? One more thing you need, and commitment. Okay? Otherwise, it's not yet a goal. A goal is when you say, okay, this is where I'm going. So a desire and a goal and an imagination and a commitment. Nothing else. You don't need to know how. It doesn't need to make sense. It doesn't need to be realistic. It doesn't need to be any of that. Okay, just what do you desire? What can you imagine? And your imagination is very big and very capable, so use it. And then we're going to come to the commitment, and I'm going to ask you one more question about that because that's really, really important. So let's see. But Katrina, by this time next year, I am doing my own thing, earning from my business 200K annual consistently. Love it. And we're talking about, like, let's just be clear because there are people also from Scandinavia here. Let's talk euros or dollars, which is not a big difference relatively. So euros or dollars, all right? No krones. That will be confusing. And Katrina, you added enjoying my freedom, deciding with whom I work with, committed to my own growth, mastering the how to get to the next level of teaching. I love it. I love it. 2,000 a month. Beautiful. 500K per year. Beautiful. Hi, Agnes. Good to have you here. 20 plus clients per class. All right. 2,000 a month. Coaching 10 persons, 10K a month. Beautiful. 5,000 a month, 5 clients. Okay, good. These are really good answers. Keep them coming. Okay. And write them down. Okay, for yourself. I mean, in the chat for sure, because I would love for you to share this with us. And this is how I can be, aware of you and your goals and who we have here in the room. And that's what I love so much about live workshops, that we can interact and I can, speak to you who is here in the room. So keep sharing in the chat, but also write it for yourself, pen to paper, all right? Not on your phone, not in your notepad, pen to paper, write it down. Okay, write it down. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful that this time next year or in January 2027 or December 2026, I am celebrating in my business, and be specific with the number. Okay, let me give you a moment to do that. That's actually so important. And then I'll ask you the next question. Yes. Okay. I'm asking you the next question. The next question is, on a scale from 1 to 10, you know what? Let's put it on a scale from, okay, sure, 1 to 10. On a scale from 1 to 10, how committed are you to this goal? 10 being fully committed, no plan B, I'm going for this. And 1 being not at all, right? On a scale from 1 to 10, how committed are you to reaching your goal, to making this vision a reality? Linda, 30K a month, 10 to 20 clients. And by the way, when I'm asking you about the amount of clients, it's not because you need to calculate, right? This amount of revenue or income means this amount of clients. It's just to help you if thinking about the money is challenging, then think about the number of clients, or if that it gets you excited, but it doesn't need to make sense in any way. So let's see. So Junior, you are not committed at all? 1 out of 10? Martina, 10. Junior, 10. Okay, 10. I'm all in. I know you are, Katrina. I can feel it. I hope I'm saying your name right. I don't remember what you shared from where you are, but if you're not from Europe, then it's probably Catherine. I'm not sure. Jenny, 8. All right. Martina, 20K per month. Monica, 6. I'm 101% ready to start. Yes. Scale 7. Yes, I got it. That was 10. Some of you are already 11. That's beautiful. That's really, really good. And I wonder for those that are 6, 7, 8, which is perfect, and that's really, really good that you're giving an honest answer. I'm wondering, where are those missing 2, 3, 4, points for you, right? Why is it not a 9 or a 10, right? Even an 8, even a 9 for that matter. Why is it not a 10? Like, if that's what you desire, if you desire to celebrate the end of 2026 or to start off 2027 with whatever it was that you said that you want, 10K a month, 50K a month, this amount of client, if that's what you desire and you can see it in your mind, you can imagine it, then why it's not a 10 out of 10 commitment from you? And I would love for you to ask that yourself. And if you can share it in the chat, that will be amazing, because then maybe I can, help you a little bit with that. So Jenny's already sharing. I'm 10 for having a company running, but coaching clients is only one of the legs. So 8. Okay. So you're kind of being very practical and precise with your answer. So that's okay. But Jenny, you can ask for your own self. You can take my question about commitment and just ask yourself about your overall goal for your business or for your income. All right. Richard, that's really good. What about commitment? Okay, Monica is sharing where are her missing kind of points from. It's not points as in like a grade, right? But like from 1 out of 10. I don't know what other words other than points, numbers, scales. So Monica, thank you for sharing. Let's look at it. Honestly, it feels obstacles are in the way, like taking care of things in front of me, taking time and focus. So what are you telling us here, Monica? You're saying there are things outside, external conditions and circumstances, like things I need to take care of, limitations I'm experiencing or observing, like time, and other obstacles, or patterns that I'm recognizing within myself, like not, lack of focus, right? It's what you're saying. So these are either external conditions and circumstances or patterns that I've observed within myself in the past that are now making me say I'm not 100% committed to my desire and to my vision and to my goal. So I'm letting myself off the hook a little bit because of past experiences, current conditions and circumstances, and so on, right? And patterns. And you say, yes, all of that, mostly patterns. So here's the thing. The patterns and the past experiences and or current conditions and circumstances have no bearing to what you are capable of. No bearing. Unless you let it. So for sure, there are patterns that need to be rewritten and upgraded and rewired in order for anyone to close any gap and reach their dream, right? Because if you were already operating on certain on patterns and programs subconsciously that are matching where you want to go, then you would already be there. Because the only root cause of anything in your life experience is internal. Internal. We're going to talk more about that. So of course, there are patterns that need upgrading, that need rewriting and rewiring, but you have to make a decision. And the decision comes before anything else. It's the first step. If you do not make a decision, I'm going to get there. I don't know how. I know I have work to do, internal, external, but I'm committed to this. This is the most important thing for me. You are on a very good track. And then there are tools and there are practices and there are strategies, internal and external, that will help you shift those patterns and overcome these obstacles. But if you're starting out with allowing yourself to weaken your desire and succumb to those things, then nothing else will help. Does that make sense? So it's very natural. I mean, it's very common, right? It's very common. It's very human to think this way, Monica, and you're not the only one. So I really appreciate you sharing that and, voicing this for many others. I'm sure here that can resonate with what you're sharing. It's very, very human, very, very common. And that's what I want you to take from this, that fear and doubt can coexist, and in fact, always coexist with desire. The desire is life force seeking expression through you. Wallace D. Wattles, who wrote The Science of Getting Rich, says, desire is the unexpressed possibility within seeking expression through your action. The unexpressed possibility within seeking expression through your action. What does that mean? It means that it is a possibility that exists because everything exists, because everything is made out of the same formless substance, which is energy. Is that clear? Is that a ground that we can all stand on together? Everything is made out of the same formless substance, energy. And that's a scientific fact, right? It's a scientific fact. So everything exists. Everything exists as as energy. Everything vibrates on a certain frequency. Some of those frequencies have materialized, are vibrating, or some of these existences, some of those aspects of reality are vibrating on frequencies that we can perceive with our 5 physical senses, and so that's physical reality. And some are vibrating on different frequencies that haven't materialized, but they exist, right? And so in the quantum field, all possibilities exist. And the quantum field is not somewhere in space or outside of you, somewhere else. It's inside as much as it is outside, because it's in the formless substance. These are really big ideas that, even though they are already scientifically explained and it's been around for some decades now, still we have some work to do to really make this into our common sense. We are very much programmed to Newtonic physics, right? If we know what's the distance and what's the speed, we can calculate the time, and so on and so forth. But our science has caught up with truth and with what we sometimes call spirituality already. And we have quantum physics. And quantum physics explains to us that everything already exists. And all possibilities exist in the quantum field. And just like there are places in the physical space, like places in the world that exist even though you're not there yet, and you accept that as true, right? Like you accept that another city in another country exists even though you're not there. You don't doubt that it exists right now while you're not there. Just the same, other points in time exist even though you're not there. And this is where we get like, oh, how can I grasp this? But it's the same thing. Science has explained that, right? That's quantum physics. And so there is a point in time in the end of 2026, beginning of 2027, where you are celebrating the 10K, 50K, whatever it is that you wanted. There's also a point in time where you're not celebrating that. All possibilities exist in the quantum field, right? All possibilities. So what is desire? Desire is the unexpressed possibility within seeking expression through your action. So if you desire something, you desire to have a coaching business that by the end of 2026 is generating, for example, 10K, consistent 10K a month. I'm just giving an example. There were different goals here, but let's give that one as an example. So you have that desire and you can see it in your mind's eye. So this is a possibility, life energy that is seeking expression through your action. Now, what is action? decision is action. A decision is action. And a decision requires commitment. It's not an interest. It's not an idea. It's a decision. No, the definition of the word decision is to rule all other options out. That's the Latin word of this decision. So a decision is like no plan B, no other option. I've decided this is what I'm doing. And then you're doing it. And if you're not doing it, that means that there are still other options for you. You haven't yet decided. You haven't yet pulled the trigger. So now, if you don't do that, if you don't make that decision and back it with action, then how can that possibility be expressed through your action? Right? You're not going by your desire, going by your fear and doubt. Now, as I said, desire and fear and doubt can coexist. It's the human experience. Yes, there is contrast always between what we desire and what we can see, hear, smell, taste, touch right now, and what we have seen, tasted, smelled, touched. What was the one I haven't said now? There's always a gap, right, between what has manifested and what is desired. But it is up to you, the conscious human, to make that decision. Am I committed to my desire, or am I going based on what have already manifested and therefore doubt that what I desire is possible and then not commit to it? And then guess what? There are other possibilities. So you are allowing other possibilities where what you desire does not manifest. Is this making sense? Put in a yes in the chat if you're with me here and if this is making sense to you. I just want to make sure I'm on a rampage here and I just want to make sure that you're with me before we move forward. Okay, good. So then, thanks, Richard. Okay, great. So then, with all that being said, let me ask you again, on a scale from 1 to 10, how committed are you? Now, it's fine if it's still not a 10, but I just really want you to understand that if you feel some sort of fear or worry, or if you're recognizing some thoughts of doubt, that doesn't mean that you cannot choose and decide to be fully committed. It just means that out of this contrast, this is your choice. Because guess what? You're always making a choice. You're either choosing to move in the direction of your desire or you're choosing to move in the other direction. And there's always only two directions. This is a universal law. The law of creation and disintegration, the law of polarity. So don't think that if you're not making a decision or if you're saying, I don't know yet, that's fine. But you are making a decision, like you are that powerful and therefore responsible. You know that there is a really powerful word, which is assumption, right? Neville Goddard talks about assumption. And assumption, the definition of that word is to, number one, accept something as true or certain to happen without truth, right? That's how we usually use that word, to assume, to accept something as true or certain to happen without proof. And number two, of the second definition, a dictionary definition of the word assumption, is to accept power and responsibility, or sorry, to take on power and responsibility. And these go hand in hand together. And guess what? You're doing that all the time, right? Like you assume all the time. You accept things as certain to happen without proof all the time. All the time. We do that, right? You get on a plane and you assume that it will land. You go to sleep and you assume that you'll get up in the morning. You avoid certain things because you assume they will be difficult or hard or painful, right? So why not assume and take on the power that you have and the responsibility for your future and the life you're creating for yourself and assume that what you desire can happen, regardless, without proof. without proof. Is this making sense? Okay, I'm all the way committed, making sense. A 10, decision, desire, commitment, 11. Okay, good. All right. Beautiful. So I really want to empower you already. I'm going to share a screen in a moment. We're going to go through some slides and we're going to talk about what I said in the beginning, that we're going to talk about the frameworks for you, for your business, for your clients, and the foundations for a successful coaching business. But actually, before all that, there is the real underlying foundation, which starts with everything that we just talked about. Because you are a very powerful force, and your decision is the most powerful force. As a human being, you are a creator, you are a spiritual being, and you have the most powerful instrument. I call it the human instrument. You are not the instrument. The instrument is your body and your mind, and it is the most marvelous instrument in the universe. And as a spiritual conscious being, you can take any potentiality, any possibility, any form that you can think of and desire and bring it forth. But of course, it requires skill, just like any other instrument, and we're going to talk about that more. And it requires the commitment to do it, just like any other skill and an instrument, right? Like I was a musician for 20 years, right? If I was not committed to me wanting to be able to play the instrument and play certain pieces or whatever it is, I wouldn't practice every day. I wouldn't have the resilience, the commitment to be consistent, right? That is what that is what skill and mastery requires. And so in order for you to master the human instrument and the skill of freedom, that's what I call it, right? Freedom, the freedom to do what you want, to live the way you want, the freedom to to bring your desire into fruition requires, it's a skill. Freedom is a skill that you can practice and master. Your human instrument is the instrument for that art, for that process, for that freedom, and you can practice it. And practice requires commitment. You know that in Hebrew, which is my native language, the word amen is amen, same word. The word that we all use for prayer and thanksgiving. And actually, real prayer is thanksgiving. You pray, you don't ask for a God outside of you. Please give me what I want or what I need. Real prayer is taking on the power and responsibility and assuming that what you want is sure to manifest. That is true prayer, and therefore you are grateful for it. And that is to be in Christ, in God, in love. And the word amen that we all use in order to express that state, in Hebrew, it's also a root. So different words in Hebrew come from the same three-letter root. And the word faith and trust and belief all come from this three-letter root, amen, amen. And also the words devotion, practice, skill, art, and mastery. So you see, if you say, I can't fully commit to my desire and my fantasy and my dream because I don't have faith, I have doubt, right? I'm lacking faith. I have more doubt than faith. Then you can practice it. Yeah. Like you can say, okay, I understand there are patterns that I need to change. There are certain conditions and circumstances that don't allow me to see all the way how it's going to happen. And I've tried before and I failed, but it's a skill. If you devote yourself to your skill, first of all, if you devote yourself to your goal, to what you desire, and then to the practice of the skill, so you master it, you master your instrument, it is sure to happen. So it has to start with that devotion. Hi, Nafisa. Good to have you here. Yes, I'm sure you've heard me say that before, but that's why repetition is so important, right? Thank you for that, for this comment. Aleph Mem Nun, exactly so. Those are the Hebrew letters for this three-letter root. Okay, so Raina, you're saying, okay, understood. Maybe I'm still doubting, but it is difficult to tell if I can handle this amount of work besides my daily freelance job. But you see, now where is your focus going? To obstacles, to conditions and circumstances, to why it cannot work? The question was not there even, right? It's like, what do you want and how much do you want it, right? Guess what? Have there been people who had a full-time job and have also built a successful business and fulfilled their dreams? There have been, right? Even multiple businesses, sometimes with multiple jobs at the same time and multiple children. So if they can do it, you can do it, right? You have the same instrument, the same potential, the same 24 hours a day. So it's never about conditions and circumstances. It is always about, number one, our decision. And then there's a practice involved. It's a skill. It's a skill. You can develop it. There's no difference between you and somebody else. All right? But you have to make that decision. I always say that. There are only two prerequisites for this to work, for your whatever it is that you want to come into fruition. If your desire is strong and you make the decision. Everything else, it's a skill. It's a skill, it's a practice, it's a process, and there's help, and there are resources, and there are those that have gone before you that can guide and help you through it. But they cannot want it for you. I mean, they might want it for you, but it's not going to help you because it has to be your desire that's seeking expression through your action, and they cannot make decisions for you. So the desire and the decision are the only two prerequisites. Making sense? And the thing is, Rhino, and you're not here alone. I just read your comment and I also see you. I don't see everybody on there, but it happens that I see you all the time here in the little part of the gallery that is showing on my screen. The thing is that we get in our own way of even making a decision or even contemplating or entertaining or fusing with our desire because of things like that, like what you shared, right? Like, I'm not even going to allow myself to feel passion and desire, which is what life is through us. I'm not going to even let myself fully feel it because I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to get disappointment. It doesn't make sense. And our programming and our patterning, yeah, is already taking over that initial beautiful process of fantasizing. In fact, we were taught not to do it, right? We were taught from, first grade, maybe before, maybe even year one, some of us, right? Depending on the environment. But eventually, all of us, most of us, were taught to not fantasize, to be practical, to be realistic, to be responsible, which is ridiculous because actually that's not what responsibility is. To be responsible is to master ourselves, to take on the power, to make the right assumptions. And so we already assume that it's going to be hard because I have a work and I have kids and I have this, or I've tried and I failed, or, and I'm not even allowing myself to feel desire, to let life flow to and through me. So, yeah. And it's so common, so common. Like it's everyone, not everyone, but most people. This is how they live. And so that's why we are here on our mission to change the world one person at a time. Okay. So thank you, Raina, for your feedback here. Okay. All right. So I want to share my screen and share some things that I prepared before, and not only my rampage here. So let me do that and go through some things that we have also prepared for you for today. So this is what we're doing today. We are talking about, I mean, from now on, we've already done a lot, right? But what I want to do here today with the slides, and we're going to have like a different kind of focus for each day. Today, we're going to talk about frameworks that deliver real breakthroughs. Okay. Why frameworks are actually important for you as a coach and as a business owner. And mostly as a coach, when we talk about helping people change their lives, which of course requires you to change yours, as we, I think, established now, right? So, first of all, a framework is a bridge from intuition and inspiration into mastery. Okay? Because having spontaneous insight or momentary motivation, just like maybe you're having here, but without the structure, it doesn't lead to a lasting change. It can spark a very powerful movement and momentum. But of course, from that, we want to create something that is consistent, that is sustainable, that is scalable, right? And so a framework does that. And without a framework that is built in a way that it actually delivers real breakthroughs, you can end up with only a framework, right? On the other hand. So there's a flip side to that, because strategy alone, without the depth, without the meaning, without the inspiration, doesn't create profound transformation either, right? So that's important as well. So what we want, what true coaching mastery is, it is to create something that is a repeatable path to change. Okay, so when you have a good systematic framework that is not empty of depth, then it creates consistent and reliable breakthroughs for yourself and for your clients. Okay, they create consistency, so you can guide your clients through something that is proven, a proven process every time, that ensure reliable outcomes and that builds trust, right? It also builds confidence. Both you and your clients can trust the journey. And it creates this psychological safety and commitment to the transformation process. So when you just work with your clients, you know, you do a session here, a session there, and you don't have a framework, then you might be less confident, especially if you're just starting out. And your clients might not have the confidence in you in the process. And so they can lack commitment for the process because they can't see a process. When you come to your clients and you can show them there's a framework in which we are going to work, there's a process here, I know what we're going to do, then that creates that confidence. And it also gives you credibility, right? Because through the results that you can create with a framework like this, you can build a reputation that will bring referrals, that will establish you as a trusted expert who delivers transformation that is measurable, that is repeatable. So frameworks really help create that, and it's a really important foundation for your coaching business. Now, of course, you have to go first, right? You have to go first, and we talked about that already, right? Your clients follow the path that you've already walked, right? Authentic leadership comes from lived experience and genuine transformation. If you're just repeating something that someone else said or that you read somewhere, like, we don't lack information, right? Now more than ever, 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 we do not lack information, right? So it's not about saying what you're saying. It's not about the materials you're creating. These are great, right? It can create a framework if you have certain materials, if you have certain lessons or modules or whatever it is. But if you haven't walked that path, if you haven't transformed yourself, if you haven't taken the leaps of faith, if you haven't stretched yourself and upgraded yourself and recreated yourself, then how can they follow? Who will they follow? What qualifies you most is your lived experience and embodied wisdom. So the technical knowledge that is combined with a personal transformation, that's what creates powerful coaching. And the best coaches are those who keep evolving and expanding and transforming. So not only that you have gone through a journey and have reached a certain point, now you can guide other people through a similar journey for sure. But then if you really want to be good and continue being better and better and better, you must continue growing and expanding. It's a journey that is ever evolving because there is no end and no limit to what you can create. That's the nature of life. Yeah. And so it's about taking your experience and transmuting it into guidance. So the most powerful frameworks are those that you first embody yourself, and then you can guide others through. Let me know in the chat if this is making sense, if you're still here with us. Just put in the chat, yes, if you're here, if this is landing so far. Okay, thank you. Perfect. Thank you so much. So let's then move on. Now, I want to talk to you about a concept that that I've written about in my book that is coming in March. It's called The Skill of Freedom, How to Crack the Code of Your Human Instrument. And in that book, I talk about the wall of separation. And that wall of separation is what creates that subconscious gap between where you are and where you want to be, and where your client is and where your client wants to be. Okay? So your subconscious programming creates a wall of separation between who you truly are and what you are currently experiencing. Okay? And we can talk more, but we won't in this workshop, about how that wall of separation was created in the first place. What is really the underlying root pattern underneath all patterns? But let's just say that when you were born into this human body and mind and received this human instrument, you were as close to who you truly are as possible, right? But you were also very unconscious. So the instrument was not yet fully developed, not physically and not consciously. And so your subconscious was wide open. What is that subconscious? It's where everything is happens automatically, right? It's your limbic brain on the physical level. So think about the human instrument, yes, that as an instrument, like a vehicle, let's say, that runs on programs that are automatic, and however the programs are set, that's how the instrument operates, right? So right now, as a fully developed adult, you don't need to consciously think about how to lift an object. Have you seen a little baby trying to hold an object? They don't know how to do that. They need to practice how to do that, right? Now it's ridiculous to think about, of course I don't. But there's a lot of things happening in your brain and body and consciousness in order for you to do that. You're just not aware of them now because it's all automatic. It happens automatically, right? And there are countless of examples, from the simplest as holding an object to more complex, like driving a car, to even more complex. But the thing is that it's not only just functional things like that, simple or complicated. It's everything. It's your personality. It's everything, everything. When you were born, just like you couldn't hold an object, you also had no beliefs, no perceptions, no limitations, no issues with self-worth, no ideas about money, about working from 9 to 5, from like none of the things. You had no personality for the most part, right? There was some programming that was genetic, but we know that most of our program is environmental, comes from our environment. Through all of the information that went on around us, that went straight into the subconscious. And we are designed this way for a purpose, so we can eventually hold an object and do all of the countless other functions that we need to do in order to survive physically in the environment that we were born in. So we have to have all that automatically. So we, as quickly as possible, don't need to consciously think about how to do all those things. And also to survive emotionally in the environment. So we learn how to, certain reactions get certain things, and what is acceptable and what is not, and who we are, who we think we are. It was all received by our environment, everything, to an extent that we can't even fathom. Can't even fathom. And so that created a wall of separation very, very quickly between who I truly am, which is pure light, almighty, and who I experience myself to be. And so all this light is kept within. All the desire, the unexpressed possibility within is not shining in fullness because of who I think I am, what I believe about myself, about the world, all this programming. It all happened for the most part in those early years, and then later on as well through very strong emotional experiences. And so that's what I call by the wall of separation. And every time, now as an adult, every time a limiting pattern shows up, right? So we talked about patterns, right? So if you think about your life, can you recognize certain patterns that show up again and again in your life, whether it is in your physical health, in your weight, in your relationships, with money? Maybe you've been wanting to have your own coaching business for some years, and every year, again, it's like, it doesn't happen because of this and this. Whatever is the pattern that happens again and again, let me just know, put in a yes in the chat if this sounds familiar. Patterns in your life that you've been wanting to break through, that you've been wanting to shift, and still they are there, right? I see a lot of yeses coming in, and that's okay, right? It's okay. And some of the patterns that we have are not, we don't want to change, right? I still want to know how to hold an object. I don't want to lose that pattern, that automatic program. But a lot, or at least some of those, are really holding us back and are actually a match to who we needed to be when we were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old to adapt and survive in the environment. But now we don't want to survive, we want to create. And survival and creation are two opposite states of being, right? So we don't want to react, act again and again in the same way, react to conditions and circumstances, react to what other people think about us, we want to create. Reaction comes from survival. Creation is freedom, and it's a skill. All right, so then let's go back here. So every time a limiting pattern shows up again in your life, think of it like a knock on a gate in the wall of separation. So let me give you another 3-letter root from Hebrew. In Hebrew, it's sha'ar. Sha'ar. Shin Ein Resh. Someone here wrote Hebrew letters before in the chat. So Shin Ein Resh, for those that know a little bit of Hebrew. And this 3-letter root is the 3-letter root for different words. The word gate, that's the word gate, in fact, but also the word lesson. And also, the inversion of that 3-letter root is richness. So now here is how all these things come together. Every time a limiting pattern shows up, it's like a knock on the gate in the wall. And when you finally agree to, each knock like that is a lesson, all right? When you learn the lesson, you can open the gate and step into a greater expansion, a greater level of richness of life, of freedom. Let me give you an example. When I was, I'll stop sharing my screen for a moment. I'll share with you a little example for myself. So when I was in my 20s, and even before, I had a pattern in relationships. All right. So every time I chose a partner and I stayed with them for a few years, that was not the right partner for me. That wouldn't really choose me completely or, be the right match for me, for my highest good. And every time I was sure I will be the one to show them, to heal them, you know? Can anyone resonate with that? Anyway, at some point later in my 20s, after another heartbreak, I was already very aware of the pattern. Okay, very aware. And still, with that awareness, I found myself on the verge of coming into another relationship like that. So being aware of our patterns is really good starting point, but definitely not the key to shift them, right? We can be aware of our patterns throughout our life and never break through. So every time it shows up, every cycle like that, it was like a knock on the door. Hey, a knock on the door, a knock on the door. And then as I was observing myself with a lot of awareness of what was going on again, I also had a very strong intuition to go and check to go to the gynecologist to do a checkup. And in that checkup, the doctor found out that I had a very advanced stage of precancerous lesions, not cancer yet, but very advanced. He was like, okay, let's take care of this next week. For me, with the awareness that I had and a lot of inner work that I was already doing, I was already on a very spiritual path. I was like, okay, this is a loud enough knock. I don't want to go and do the procedure. I want to open the gate. I want to learn the lesson. My body is telling me something. And I knew intuitively that it was somehow related to this pattern of relationships. So I found another doctor that was a bit more understanding of my approach and said, because the first doctor was like, I don't know what you're talking about. You need to come here like next week. We need to fix this. But the other doctor said, okay, take 3 months and do your thing. And so for 3 months, I did a very, very deep healing process, a lot of which extracted tools, by the way, that I use today, continue using for my own, of course, growth and evolution, but also in my coaching. And not only did I eventually heal my body, I also while this was happening, I attracted who today is my husband for 15 years, the father of our 13-year-old son. So you can do the math. Not so long after I got pregnant as well. And that knock on the door on the gate kept knocking on this wall that separated me from my greater expression, from more light in my life in the form of a healthy, loving relationship and a healthy body. And when I finally opened the gate and was willing to learn the lesson, I was able to step into a greater level of richness in life. Is that making sense? So that's what I mean. And it's always this. And that's what you want to do for yourself. And that's what you want to know how to help your clients do. Give me an amen in the chat if that's resonating with you, that's what you want to do for yourself. And that's what you want to help others do as well. Bring more life, open more gates in the wall of separation so we all shine our light. Amen. Amen. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. How I did it in principle. Well, I'm going to circle back to that. And some of it is weaved into this workshop. Yes, some of it. Okay, so let me share my screen again here. For those that are wondering, we are probably going to be here for another 30 minutes. These sessions are scheduled for 90 minutes, and I usually go beyond, okay? So if you can stay all the way through, come back to the recording, but we're going to continue from here. So then, that's the thing, that when you open that gate and when you do your work, because we were talking about you have to go first, right? Remember the previous slide? You have to go first. So when you go first and when you work on your patterns and learn your lessons, you know, Dr. Joe Dispenza, one of my great mentors that I've had the honor of being trained by him personally, says that wisdom is the experience without the emotional charge. Wisdom is the experience without the emotional charge. So these patterns were created through experiences, right? We talked about that. When you're able to learn the lesson, when you're able to detach from the emotional charge, which of that experience, yeah, the pain, the shame, the unworthiness, the guilt, whatever it is, and you're able to detach from that emotional charge, which is what the healing does, you're able to learn the lesson. You're able to unlock the wisdom that experience carries for you. And then you can help others. So that light that you bring also comes into your work. Yes? So let's continue. Let's go back to talk about frameworks then. Let's give a few examples. A few examples of frameworks in coaching. For example, goal setting models, right? Structured approaches for defining and planning and achieving meaningful objectives with clear milestones and accountability. This is an example. So now, because you're going to take what we're talking about today and you're going to do some homework for tomorrow and you're going to think about your own frameworks, right? So I'm giving you some examples. Goal setting, mindset reprogramming methods, systematic techniques for identifying and transforming limiting beliefs into empowering thought patterns, like opening gates in the wall of separation. Frameworks for business, right? Clear structures for building a coherent business foundation so growth is intentional and sustainable, right? And here is a living example. This is our framework, right? That's the Human Instrument Certification program that we have. This is a framework that actually combines all these three together. So I'm giving you a few examples so you can take this and think about a framework that you can create for yourself. And you can also create a framework that is a combination of a few things. Of course, you don't need to necessarily choose between, for example, these three. You can combine. That's what we do. Right? So the Human Instrument Certification program, it's a comprehensive framework that is comprehensive of all of these things and more, that integrates the personal transformation with the professional coaching mastery and creating the sustainable change for both the coach and the client. So it has those three layers, right? Your own self-transformation as the coach, learning how to facilitate it for others, and learning how to build a business that is supportive of your mission and your goals. That's a framework. So what you're going to do, and we are going to share with you the link to this slide deck, by the way, so you can come back to it, but you can also take a screenshot if you want. What you're going to do is you're going to reflect on an outline for your framework, if you want to create a framework for yourself. And you're going to look at your own journey of transformation and reflect on pivotal moments and challenges that you've overcome and breakthroughs that you've achieved in your own personal growth journey, right? And you're going to ask yourself, what were the main stages or turning points on my journey? What were key phases, key decisions, and shifts that marked significant progress in your own transformation? And then what steps can you now guide others through? Translate those experiences and insights from this reflection into actionable steps that others can follow to achieve similar breakthroughs. All right, so I've shared with you my story, for example, of this healing and manifestation in relationships and my physical healing. That became part of my framework. And I can give you more examples like that. So this is one thing I want you to do following today's session. And then one more thing that you can do is you can think about a pattern that may be holding you back right now, because we touched on that as well, right? So this is a little tiny sample of a process that you can do in order to shift a pattern or start shifting a pattern. Start shifting a pattern in your own programming. On a surface level, I do want to say, and this relates to one of the questions that were in the chat before, this is not the only level that we do this, right? In order to shift the subconscious program and a pattern that it holds you back and keeps you in a gap between where you are and where you want to be, or for your clients, there are surface level processes and there are deeper level processes that we do. There is the cognitive and behavioral, and there is the deep emotional, and then there is the energetic and the identity upgrade. There are several levels to this, but this is something that you can definitely use to create some awareness and make some decisions and shift patterns on a surface level. So we will share this with you. Now, what I also want to share with you, okay, let's just recap before I move forward. Let's just recap what we were talking about today when we talk about the frameworks for coaching, okay? The power of coaching with a framework. So again, when you have a framework, not only an exercise like I showed you now, but a framework of a whole journey, then the clients embrace the journey and they commit deeply. Yes, it fosters profound engagement of your clients with you and with your coaching. And it helps them sustain their dedication to their transformation journey. It creates consistency in predictability in the results that you can help them create for themselves. Yes, when you leverage the systematic approach of a framework, you can ensure reproduction of the outcomes and by that you can solidify your reputation as a coach as well, and therefore attract more clients, right? More clients, because you build your credibility and your reputation. So I want you to take this as a fuel to do the work and really think about the framework that you can create out of your journey and experience. Now, I do also want to extend an invitation for you, and this has helped me in my coaching business tremendously. When I followed a framework that I've received from one of my great mentors, Bob Proctor. So I've had my own framework, but actually what really took me to the next level is when I worked with a framework of Bob that Bob created up until a certain point. And that's and then eventually, and that led me later to create, again, my upgraded framework that is now the Human Instrument Mastery Program, or its extended version that we take people through in our Rise Mastermind. And what we were very much committed to, as I've shared in the beginning of our session today, is to create a framework that others can use in order to help their clients, right? This is really the most advanced container that we've created in Master Your Path that serves our mission to help the world become better one person at a time, because in this way we can not only help you create a better life for yourself, but we can also help you help others do it. And that's what the coaching certification is all about. And so I want to tell you a little bit more about it, because it's a great opportunity that we have here. First of all, it really answers the need today, right? We need more than ever, with AI, with what happens politically and around the world, more than ever, we need community and self-leadership, right? We want to connect with people on a real human heart, soul level, and we want to know how to lead ourselves, be our own leaders. And then now more than ever, people are seeking transformation. We are bombarded with false information, with true information, if you do not anchor within yourself, if you cannot give this to your children or to your friends' children or whatever it is, I think the most meaningful and significant legacy that we are here to leave for our children, or other children if you don't have your own, is their ability to lead themselves and to be connected with themselves and to master their own human instrument. That's what creates freedom. And of course, as a coach, you want to stand out in the marketplace. So people trust you and follow you and come into your community and learn from you. And so to succeed as a coach, you need a proven transformational method and a clear path to business growth. And that's what we were committed and are committed to give in this container that we've created in the coaching certification program. It's both the human instrument mastery method and the business strategies for success. So it is a result-backed framework that countless of people have gone through. It has scientific foundations. It's rooted in neuroscience, in energetics, in cognitive behavioral principles, and timeless spiritual practices. And it serves both your own self-mastery and evolution and your clients, facilitating that for your clients. Now, you get incredible things when you join. And it really helps to shorten some curves, okay, to really, really help you get to the end of this year and reaching your goals, because you receive not only the tool to close your own internal gap and external gap, but also you receive a complete program with the full rights to already use it with your clients. So it really saves a lot of time, years actually, of creating everything from scratch. So you receive a complete 12 steps program with a membership site with beautiful spreadsheets and modules and meditations and everything that you can give your clients that they can access. And then you receive from me and the team the guidance and the support and how to facilitate and support your clients through this journey and how to build a successful business for yourself. And it is also available in any language. So if you want to coach people in Italian, in French, in Norwegian, in whatever language, all the materials are available in any language, including the videos. And here are the 12 steps of the human instrument mastery journey. All right. So as I said, there are more levels. The framework is more than just one exercise, right? We start with really understanding what the creative process is. We touched on these things today, who we truly are, what is the true root cause of everything, how everything is truly made out of the same formless substance. How does this formless substance flows to and through the human instrument and comes into visible experienced results, to really understand that and embody that information. Then we go into setting the destination for the journey. Okay, really tapping into the vision. And you saw today even how there is more to it, right? If we really tap into what we truly want and we want to set it as a destination, as a goal for the journey, the subconscious program kicks in to prevent that from happening immediately, because that, another 3-letter root in Hebrew, the 3-letter root for the word known or familiar and the word addiction or addicted is the same 3-letter root. Isn't that mind-blowing? Two seemingly completely different words, familiar and known, addicted or addiction. What's the connection? In Hebrew, they are connected in their root, the same root. We are addicted to what we are familiar with. We are addicted to the known. And your destination, the 10K a month, right? It's in the unknown. You don't know how to get there. You don't know if you can do that with a 9-to-5 job, for example. You don't know if you can, you don't know all the steps. You know that you've tried and you failed. You know that you have these patterns, whatever it is, it's beyond the known, beyond the familiar. And so our subconscious program that controls 95 to 98% of all of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Remember, it's unfathomable. It's our personality. It's everything, how we think and feel and act. It's everything. Of course, even when we really if I asked you how committed you are, many of you were happy to say 10, but even that then requires consistency, requires real change, requires real deep transformation, right? And so sometimes the program kicks in right in the setting the destination, and sometimes it kicks in later, but it surely will kick in automatically if it's not set to match where you're going. So that's when we go into the subconscious programming and we start rewiring those limiting patterns, identifying them one by one and shifting them on all those levels. The cognitive level, the emotional healing level, the spiritual and energetic level. And a big part of this is to upgrade who you are, to update the identity that you are embodying and living, because as long as who you are right now is not the person who is earning the 10K, having their own coaching business, it's never going to happen. You have to become that person. You heard that a million times, I'm sure, but there's a way to actually do it. And of course, when we talk about addiction, it is really the addiction to fear, right? The program is set to fear the unknown. So you learn how to break through that addiction. You learn how to really master your energetics and bring all of your energy and bodies into alignment and master polarity energetics and different energy systems in your instrument and in your field. We, of course, work on your codes of prosperity, on your relationship with money, on your beliefs around money. If you want to earn 10K, 50K months, and you're not earning this right now, and you never before, or maybe you have, but in your corporate job and never through your own business doing something you're really passionate about for yourself, then there's a gap there. We all carry really powerful, limiting set of codes and beliefs around money and a relationship with money that is not matching the abundance that you're asking and that you deserve. So of course we work on that. We work on your understanding and mastery of time and dimensions. We work on how to cultivate the true self-mastery and integrate it into your everyday life so it is sustained. And then of course, how to step into a greater level of leadership so you can be part of the collective empowerment, which is what we are all here for. So these are the 12 modules in a nutshell. And as we said, you will use this, first of all, and ongoingly for yourself, transforming yourself through the process. Then you will also use it for your clients, facilitating a ready-made program that you can combine in any way you want with your own materials, in whatever way you want. You have the complete rights to do whatever you want with this and to build your business. So in the coaching certification program, you also join our business club. And this is a built-in business growth engine for you. Okay, we have weekly live calls, we have done for you templates, AI tools, step-by-step guidance, of course, an incredible community of people that are all on this journey together, and everything you need in order to fast track your business from zero to wherever you want to go, from wherever you are to wherever you want to go. It's a really amazing space that we created so you can be successful in your business, because that's what we want. That's what we're here to do, to help you reach your goals and help many others. And here are just some snippets from messages and comments that we are receiving from people in our community. For example, the first package sold 15,000. Amazing, right? This is so fun to receive this. Nika shared, Nika is a client who was not a coach at all, a mother of 4 young boys, started from a very low point with emotionally and financially. And actually it's been a while since she messaged this. She has now paying clients, and it's just amazing to watch this. So she once shared this, has been one of the most powerful teachers on my journey, leads with heart, truth, and depth. I'm humbled to share that with you all. Everything she shares is pure gold. If you're a coach who's ready to take the next step, to feel aligned in your message and create more flow in your business, don't miss this. Okay, this was when we were running another free workshop, and she wanted to invite people. I'm so grateful for being in this community. This beautiful business club really supports and inspires me to dare to create my business. Sitting here with a touched and grateful heart after listening to one of the meditations again. I'm really beyond grateful to be on this journey. My vision keeps expanding and new ideas and details flow. I just want to share my gratitude and joy for the truly amazing and beautiful program you've created. It's so deep and powerful stuff. The modules, both the HIM program, HIM is the Human Instrument Mastery Program, and the certification modules are with such precise guidance and depth, and all the designs as well. So beautiful. Um, I'm loving the process so far. The workbooks have allowed me to revisit who I am as a space holder, my core values, my vision, my mission, deep connection to my work. Thank you. Studying the amazing soul inspiring coaching program created by the incredible blah blah. Thank you so much. This is for Gio here who helped Arana in our business club. Thank you so much for sending this through. I really appreciate the clarity and the structure you brought into the analysis. It feels so supportive. It gives me solid framework to anchor into while I continue growing my visibility. I've gone through the documents. I already see how it will help me bring more focus to my ecosystem, create smoother pathways for people. This is one of our coaches who shared on her Facebook once a photo. So this is a snippet of one of the modules. This is how it looks like. Gratitude, 10 December. Very special day, finished going through the 12 modules that we'll soon be offering in a course. This is so wild and moves so deep and powerful in all levels. I am excited. So just a few snippets. Again, no difference between you and these people. They just have taken a leap of faith and have committed to their vision. That's all, and have taken action through it. Then the support comes. That's what I said before, right? Like you have to have your desire strong and you have to be committed for it. Once you do that, there is a way. There is always a way that others have gone through before. And there is support and there are resources, right? So with us, if this is the kind of support and resources that you feel you resonate with, what we have for you is full guidance, step by step, ongoing mentorship, business growth strategies. You can have one-on-one coaching with us. And what is really important to mention is that you have continuous access. So the coaching certification program, unlike many other programs, is not limited in any time. It's not like you join and you have 6 months or 12 months. You join and you join forever. Okay. And that is what, because we are committed to your success. Like this is all about you're not here to build your own business for sure, but not on your own, right? So you're not just joining a program, you're joining a mission. We are on a mission. We really, really are on a mission. And so by supporting you being better, being growing, yes, growing in yourself, growing in your business, by supporting you in being successful in your business, we are actually supporting ourselves because this is our mission. And so that's why we are not limiting this in time. Okay. You're joining for as long as you want to be with us, which is really unique. And this is here where I explain this, right? We are on a shared mission to bring the wisdom and tools of the Human Instrument Mastery Method to as many people as possible worldwide. So when you join the certification program, you don't just build your business, you're becoming part of a global movement. We are in an evolving collaboration with you, aligned in purpose and to create a ripple effect of transformation. So your success is our success, and we are fully committed to supporting you in every step of the way. What I haven't said yet is what you want to do if this is resonating with you. So what you want to do is apply, right? You want to apply to see if this is, I was looking for something here. You want to apply to see if this is the right fit for you, if you're the right fit for us. So there is a link where you can schedule a free call and I will sit with you and learn about you and where you are and where you want to be and really help you. And together with you, we'll see if this can help you, if this is the right opportunity for you. If not, if there's any other opportunity that we have that we can help you in another way, or if I can make any other recommendations. And I will also see if you are the right fit for our coaching certification, because we really want to make sure that we're taking on the right people. Okay. Here's why this is different. So it is a complete ecosystem. It's not just a certification. Like I've done certifications before. Great. I've learned a few things. I got a certification. It's not about the certification. Guess what? Nobody ever asked me to see my coaching certification program, ever, 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 ever. So we call it a certification because it is, but it's not about the certification. It's a full coaching and business ecosystem. Like when I got out of the coaching certification program that I've done, I had no idea how to start a business. I had no idea how to build a business. I had no idea about marketing, sales. Wow, nothing. I was a musician. Like I knew nothing. I didn't even work in someone else's business before. I had no idea. There were terms that I needed to Google all the time, just simple terms, because I never used them. Um, and I had no framework. I've learned very basic things. I did not know how to now take people through a journey, you know, and I was also alone. It was not an ongoing community. It was not an ongoing mentorship. So, and of course, I didn't receive anything that I can now take and use with other clients. So that's why this is different. You get the business strategy, you get the ongoing mentorship, you get the support for your own growth, and you get a ready-made program that you can take to your clients, which is really, really valuable. So again, what you want to do is schedule a call. The team will drop a link for you to secure your spot. We do have bonuses. We always run bonuses when we run free workshops because we want to encourage you to take action, right? Because as long as you're sitting and you're like, oh, that sounds amazing, maybe one day I'll do it. No, you want to take action now, right? That's the only time you have is now. Only time. It's the only moment that exists. And so we really want to encourage you, but we're not programmed to act like that, right? We're programmed to procrastinate, to move in patterns. And so that's why we run more bonuses. And so until Monday, all right, until Monday, you will have 15% off. There are different ways you can work with us, with a coach, without a coach. So I'm not sharing all the different options here. On all of them, there is 50%. Whatever is the right fit for you, we will figure out on a call. And you get also access to our Inner Circle, which is in and of itself an incredible program that is worth 6,000 euros. So those are the bonuses for this workshop. And what you want to do is book a call. Okay, that's the only next step. Always think. Now, I want to share with you something that is a really, really important rule of thumb. Okay, really important. We already talked about how we are addicted to the familiar. We fear the unknown. We talked about how we don't need to know anything in order to have a desire and transmute it into a goal and commit to it. And then after we do that, once we do it, what we are required to do as human beings who have limited view of the whole way of how to get there and our program to rely on past conditions and circumstances, current conditions and circumstances. So it's hard for us to take really big leaps. Sometimes we are required to take really big leaps, but it always starts with the next possible step. That's the rule of thumb here. The next possible step, you have a goal, you have a strong desire, and then life is guiding you. It's showing you an opportunity. If this is an opportunity, for example, if it resonates, if it doesn't resonate, that's fine. But if this is resonating and you're like, oh my God, that could actually be amazing to be in this community, to have these tools, to have this support, to actually go into, starting my coaching business or taking it to the next level. But take the next possible step. And the next possible step is quite easy. It's really not a big leap of faith. It's to schedule a call, right? It doesn't even cost you money. It costs you time. Time is very valuable, more than money, in fact. And it costs you to put yourself maybe in a more vulnerable spot, meeting me and, taking yourself a little bit more seriously and maybe having some really direct feedback from me. I promise you'll get a lot of value out of it. And that's the next step. That's the only next step that you can take here. So if this is resonating with you and calling you, and you really want to take your life and your dreams and your freedom and your future, your passion seriously, then take the next possible step. Okay. Another next possible step that also is here is to definitely come tomorrow. Okay. So you definitely want to come tomorrow to day 2. As you can see, there's a lot to share, and this was only day 1. All right. So we have an incredible day tomorrow and another one on Wednesday. Make sure to come, make sure to watch the replays, or even again watch, because we share a lot of information. Go back, share it again, watch it again, do the exercises that we've shared with you. And if you already know, wow, this is really resonating, I'm really curious, I don't know, maybe not, book the call. That's what this is for. Okay, this is the next step, because from a 3-day workshop you can receive a lot of value for sure. But I can tell you from experience, the people that we really got to help, that those that got off the wheelchair, those that started and scaled a business, those that healed their body, those that fulfilled their dreams, are those that joined our programs eventually, right? So the workshop is amazing. And as you can see, we are here to share with you as much as we can in 3 days and give you as much as support as we can. But if you're serious about this and this is resonating, my energy, what I'm sharing, the team, the community, the space here, then this is the next step. Take it. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Drop in a chat, those that are still here with us almost 2 hours in, just drop in a chat a word to say, like, what are you taking in from today? What is a meaningful kind of, bite that you're taking off what we've shared today, just so we can connect and share those fruits before we go. What are you taking from here? How are you feeling? Just drop it in the chat. Okay, let me know, how are you leaving here today? I can share with you that I'm feeling very grateful to have the opportunity to share this information with you. I'm very grateful for my team that is here. Thank you so much, guys and ladies. And I'm really grateful that you're here, investing your time and energy and attention. And don't take it lightly at all. So these would be my fruits. Manuela, good to see you here on fire. I'm so happy that this is how you're feeling. Amazing. Linda, I have to work on my frame. Well, Linda, you already taken a step a little while ago. Now we want to take the next step. Can you message me, dear Linda, and tell me how you're doing with the decision that you've taken a little while ago? What else? Framework is essential to remember. Absolutely. It was great for me, whatever exactly that exactly what you wanted. Matab, I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm so happy to hear that. Beautiful. Please come tomorrow again. What other fruits are you taking, everybody? Share. Maybe you take a fruit that someone else can enjoy if you share it, right? That someone else can have as well. Beautiful, Matab. I'm happy to hear that. So I'm waiting just a couple more moments here on the line just to give you an opportunity to put in the chat, what is your takeaway? What are you taking with you from today's session? Healing trauma. Thank you for sharing. Devotion to your vision and mission is key. Yes. Beautiful. What else? Remembrance to dissolve emotional charges. Yes, Esther, beautiful. Blend of personal business into alignment. Yes, Larry, exactly. And for me, business is a spiritual path. I don't see any difference between my path as a musician and an artist, where I was transmuting energy into lyrics and melodies and harmonies, or when I was teaching others to do that and to play their instrument. And what I do today, of course, in coaching, it's a spiritual path, but also the business itself, like you are creating an expression of yourself that then transmutes into a service and into a circulation of money. and into meaning and value. And so it's definitely a spiritual path. Absolutely. Frameworks makes us credible because it results in consistency. Very well put, Linda. Absolutely. These days, people in Iran are fighting for their freedom, and it is the beginning of their awareness. I want to be expert to help my people. I want to stand for all human rights in each way. Amen. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Any other fruits? I don't know. Maybe some of you are still typing. I don't want to close the call before you're all done typing. Here, a little bit more is coming. Alka, hello. It is unique that you are supporting all of different, wait, where did it go? Different ideas that any of us can have and offering a support as a mission of yours. I feel grateful being here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Manuela, thank you so much. Always so generous. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Good to have you here, my dear. Rhino, well, I will go through the framework. The fruits are your way of perspectives regarding the word of God and energy and value. It resonates, of course, till tomorrow. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm really touched. Make the decision to succeed. Linda, you have so many good fruits. Thank you for sharing them. Yes, really good. All right, everyone. One more. Thank you for day one. My apologies for showing up really late. Looking forward to day two. Beautiful. I'm also very much looking forward. And let me tell you, if you have more to share or to ask, then you can do that in our Facebook group, right? We have a Facebook group. That's where we can continue connecting with each other beyond the 1, 2 hours that we are here live on Zoom. You can ask questions. You can introduce yourself. You can share your fruits and takeaways and connect and be part of a community, which, as we said, we all want to be, right? So definitely join our Facebook group. Gio shared the link here. It's also in your email inbox. Make sure you're getting your emails and you're checking them, that you're connected with us on WhatsApp or Facebook or Instagram, and that you come tomorrow. Okay, the energy in this room is great. I agree, and I'm taking this with me into my evening. And I'm really, really looking forward to being with you all here tomorrow and to connect with you personally and support you on this journey. So have a beautiful rest of your evening or your day, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you here tomorrow. Lots of love. Thank you, everybody. Bye.